Welcome back to the channel. Mufaro here, and I hope you're well. And I kind of want to start this video off as more of a channel update and a question. So let's start with the question real quick. The question I have for you guys is, what are you willing to do to make your dreams a reality? While I sip my green juice here. As you can see, I have a new set. It's more of a work in progress. And if you recall the old set that I had, there was a nice panel in the back. And yeah, I'm in a different location now. I'll update you in a little bit. But I want to start with a quick story of a conversation I recently had with a longtime friend. I've known this guy for many years. I'll say at least over 15 years. And I post a lot of my life on social media. I'm sure like most of you guys do. I think the reason why he reached out to me is because he saw something that I was doing that sort of inspired him to reach out and ask for advice. So the question he asked is this: hey Mufaro, I need some advice on something related to a decision that I need to make, which is making more money. Now here's the situation. The situation is he's married and his wife is a doctor. He's been pursuing his MBA. So which means right off the bat, he's already in a ton of debt, because I know these things. And his wife is working full-time as a doctor. He has a newborn, not a newborn, maybe a young child. I'd say probably 2 or 3 years old. And he's not currently making any money right now. So we used to work together a long time ago, about 15 years ago. His question was, Mufaro, I'm looking to make some additional money because I just finished my MBA, and currently my wife is the only one that's working. And I need to start making money so I can support my family. Completely understandable, right? As a man, you need to be the provider of your family. So as a longtime friend, I gave him some advice, but I knew already right off the bat that he's not going to listen to whatever advice that I gave him. And in the advice that I gave him, one of the questions I asked him is, what are you willing to do to make your dream a reality? And you know what he said? He said nothing. He didn't have an answer for that question that I asked him. What are you willing to do to make that dream a reality, to start making money and supporting your family? And if your wife doesn't want to work, she doesn't have to while you support your family. What are you willing to do? You see, doing what it takes requires you to be extremely uncomfortable. Unfortunately, most of us, including you that's watching this video, you're not willing to be uncomfortable. You're just not. That's what separates the winners and the losers. Beginning of 2023, I had a goal. My goal is I'm going to start working out, shed some weight, and build muscle, and be consistent with my working out, and be consistent with my business. And part of the reason why I haven't been consistent with the shooting videos like this one, I'll be transparent, is I've been in the middle of a major life shift, life change. All positive, all good, all amazing. Because I realized with things like inflation, with things like cost of living going up, I knew I had to make a drastic I knew I had to make a drastic shift in my life that affected my entire family. And part of that shift was leaving the country. So I left the States. Now I'm in Africa. Yeah, I'm in Africa right now. It's a long time dream that I've had to be able to make money remotely, like I'm sure a lot of you would love to do. But I was willing to do whatever it took because supporting a family in America right now is becoming more and more difficult. You have to make a lot of money. Now, don't get me wrong. Financially, I was okay, right? In Atlanta, my wife didn't have to work. I got 2 kids. So I made it work. I made it happen. But ultimately, I'm looking to build wealth, not just survive. And I felt like I was just on survival mode. And I know you can relate to this. A lot of you guys right now, you are watching this video, you're on survival mode. It seems like it doesn't matter how much money you make. In fact, this year I've made more money than I've ever made in my life. Just this year. In fact, this year alone, I've made more money than I've ever made in my life. But yet I still felt like I was behind. And the reason why that is a simple thing called inflation. Inflation was starting to make things so difficult for me to break through to the next level that I need to get to. So I knew right off the bat I needed to make this life-changing decision that affected my kids, that affected my wife, and these are all uncomfortable things. Now imagine, I moved from a very comfortable city, very comfortable life in Atlanta that I built for myself in the last 7 years. And I'm coming to Africa. Granted, I was born in Africa, so I kind of know how to navigate Africa really well. I'm in East Africa. So I kind of know how to navigate Africa really well, but it's not convenient. You can't just go to Google and search for whatever it is that you want and have access to it like that. That's not how things work here. That's not how things work in Africa. You almost have to build these relationships with different people, and they can tell you where to get certain things. So let's say, for example, if I needed equipment, a new camera, new lighting, for example, to build my studio here. And of course, I wanted it to be perfect, but one thing I learned is that when you are starting off, things don't have to be perfect. So I just pressed record and just started recording this video. But instead of me waiting for things to be perfect, I figured I have a message to share with my audience, and you guys need to hear this, because I was willing to do whatever it took. And that meant I needed to give up my comfort zone in Atlanta, where I was for 7 years, and shift to East Africa, where my dollar stretches, my cost of living is amazing here. Now, I have a driver, I have a chef, and I have a maid. It's incredible. What that does now is it allows for me and my wife to be able to break through to the next level where we were not able to in Atlanta, because hiring a driver, a maid, what else did I say? Yeah, let's say hiring a driver and a maid will cost you a fortune. You have to be a millionaire in Atlanta to get all of that. Not in Africa, though. You know? You could do the same thing in Mexico. You can move down to Mexico and reduce your cost of living, improve your quality of life. And I recorded a video, I think 2 or 3 years ago, about this very concept, because I was already thinking about it back then. Now it's become a reality. And it's amazing because you have the power to do whatever it is that you put your mind to. And first, it starts with understanding that growth comes from a point of discomfort. I haven't been in Africa for very long, right? I've been in Africa maybe a month now, setting up shop, looking for a house, looking for a place to stay, looking for a school, looking for schools for my kids. And I know I'm getting a little personal here, but you need to hear this message because it's super important. Because I am no different from you. I'm just a regular dude. You're just a regular person just like me. The only difference is I'm willing to be uncomfortable to make my dreams a reality. Are you willing to be uncomfortable to make your dreams of starting a home care agency a reality? Are you willing to be uncomfortable? Are you willing to change locations? Separate yourself from distractions. Maybe you're around a circle of people that claim to be your friends, but they're not really friends. Are you willing to part ways with those people? I was willing to do that. I've always been willing to do that. Because I know what it takes to get yourself to the next level. Now, Africa's not easy, which is why personally, I would recommend places like Mexico, right? I have ties to East Africa, so for me, it was a no-brainer to call this a base. But I don't think you have to, do what I'm doing. There's still Mexico. Mexico is relatively close to the States. You can get a decent quality of life over there. And inflation is not too bad in Mexico. So you could do that. So yeah. Back to my friend. The fact that he didn't tell me what he was willing to do to make his dream a reality means that he wasn't ready to receive the message that I was giving him, which is you need to be uncomfortable. And part of being uncomfortable is having difficult conversations with the ones you love, whether it's your spouse, significant other, and tell them about your plan. It's never easy. When I told my wife about my plan to get us to the next level, see, we got flyers in Africa, you see that? It's very uncomfortable. I'm not used to that, but I know I'm in Africa. I have to embrace the discomfort. There's mosquitoes sometimes, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I knew right away that he was not ready to receive a message. So when I told my wife that this is something that we had to do to get to the next level, she didn't understand in the beginning, but I had to make my case. So I'm going to ask you this question. Maybe there's a difficult conversation you don't want to have. Are you willing to have that conversation? There's somebody that you are thinking about right now in your head that you know if you tell them about your plan, they're going to either sabotage you or discourage you. Same thing. Are you willing to have that uncomfortable conversation with that person and tell them, hey, listen, this is what I'm about to do. I believe in myself. It's go time. Now I drink green juice, super healthy. I work out every day. I feel healthier than I've ever felt in my life. And I'm 42. So I'm not a young man anymore, but I feel healthier now at 42 than I did at 32. Because my quality of life has improved significantly. My stress levels are lower. Cost of living is lower. All those useless bills that were chasing my ass, excuse my language, all those useless bills that were chasing me in Atlanta, I don't have to deal with no more. No car payments, no debt, no college debt, nothing. The only thing I do is focus on my health and this, and bring value to you guys. Massive value. So yeah, so that's the channel update. So expect more content like this and more tutorial videos coming from me in the next couple of weeks and so on. And yeah, let's have fun together, So I think it's important for you to be true to yourself and to really reflect, because it really took me a lot of weeks of reflecting, meditating, praying, working out every day. All that, it's a combination. It added up to this moment right here where I'm giving you this update. So yeah, that's the channel update. I'm going to be dropping more content, more tutorial videos. I want to teach you specifically what we're going to be focusing on is how to start your home care business. And we're going to be covering how to apply for home care license. So there are a lot of questions that I've been getting from a lot of you guys over the last couple of months. I know I haven't dropped content in a couple of months now. Like I said, I've been moving, it's a lot. And I had to sell everything in Atlanta and make this big, bold move because I believe in myself. But anyway, yeah, it's exciting. It's wonderful. And expect a lot of consistency from me moving forward. And the other thing I want to focus on is how to get private paying clients using Google advertising. And I already have a course about that. So you can preview the course in the link of this video and description of this video. Check it out. And yeah, if you're still in the startup phase of your home care agency and you need some templates for your home care license application, I got that too. So go ahead and check it out. Links on the description of this video. Yeah? All right, peace out. I'll see you in the next video. Again, what are you willing to do to make your dreams a reality? Think about that. All right, see you in the next video. All right, peace out.